Hey guys, it's Vaness here with Notary to Notary, and I'm really super excited that you guys decided to jump in on this webinar with me because I know that you guys have been hearing about what's a notary signing agent, how are people making six figures, how do I get into this space? And I'm sure you heard of Notary to Notary or other notary training programs out there, and so you took the leap to say, you know what, I'm going to join this session and I'm going to learn what it takes to get involved in this industry. So before we hop into anything about what a notary signing agent is, I'm going to give you a little backstory on me. So, I started off as a notary in 2014. Before I became a notary, I had a whole lot of jobs. Okay, so I've done working as a waitress, I've worked in hospitals, I've been executive assistant, I've done landscaping, I've done pressure washing, anything you could name, I've done it. I'm like a serial job haver, maybe. Like I've just done lots of different jobs. And so prior to finding the notary industry, I was working at a restaurant called Qdoba, and I was a manager there. And I loved it. I loved the people, but I just didn't think it was what I wanted to do long term. Not only that, I just had my daughter. And I always said I want to be that mom that was able to attend anything. So dance recitals, soccer practices, things like that. I want to be there. And so I said, this industry doesn't really work with the lifestyle that I want to have. And I think a lot of times what we do, we tend to build our life around our work instead of designing our life and then letting our work fit in the life that we want. And so we kind of go backwards. And so I said I didn't want to do that. I want to design my life. And the life that I want is one where I'm able to be with my daughter every day. Okay. And so I started to go online, of course, Google, and I started to Google what things can I do that's like a work from home, flexible schedule. And I found a plethora of things, courier driving, Mary Kay, Avon. You name it. I've tried it all probably. And then I found notary. Okay, so one day I said, you know what, I'm just going to apply to my notary commission. And I did. So I applied with the state. Now I'm in Virginia, but the process is pretty similar regardless of what state you're in. And I applied with the state. I paid my $45. They ran the background check on me. And in about 2 weeks, I was commissioned. And when I got my commission, I was really excited just because it was another certification that I could have. But I can tell you, in 2014, I had no idea that it was going to turn into this huge, amazing thing. And so in 2014, I got my commission, right? I ordered my notary supplies and I just started, I had a little bit of background in marketing, so I knew to set up a Google business page. So I went ahead and set that up. People started calling me. If you don't know what a Google business page is, don't worry, we'll get to that in a second. People started calling me, hey, I need a notary for my power of attorney, or I need to get a school residency form notarized. Can you meet me at a library? And so I started doing them all the time, and I was collecting $30, $40, $60, $75. And I'm like, okay, but it wasn't as consistent enough for me to leave my full-time management job, okay? So I continued to do that for a little while, and I transitioned out of management at Qdoba I didn't transition yet. So let's keep going first. So I start jumping into general notary work. And one day I get a phone call, okay, from what we refer to as a signing service. And at the time I had no idea what that was. And the lady on the phone was super sweet. And she said, Vanessa, can you do a loan signing? Now, if you know me at all, I'm a little high wire. I'm a little cuckoo. I do anything. Anything within reason, I'll try it. You will never know I have no experience. Okay? So she's like, Vanessa, can you do a loan signing? I had no idea what a loan signing was. But I said, absolutely. Okay? And she said, great. So she sent it over. I read all the instructions. I said, you know what? This seems pretty simple. Print some documents, take them to get signed, bring them back, scan them, drop them off at FedEx. Right? So I did it, and I was paid $80 for that signing, and it took me about an hour and a half from the time that I printed to show up, to scan it, all that good stuff. And I said, hold on, I have never been paid $80 an hour, ever. With all of my plethora of jobs, I've never got paid $80 an hour. So from then, it had my full focus, okay? So I hopped on Google again, and I just started to Google everything I could about notary signing agents, about signing services, about closings. And there was so much information out there. One resource that I found and I absolutely love is the NNA, the National Notary Association. They definitely had a lot of information on their website that helped me. That and then basic Google searches led me down this rabbit hole of information. And I will tell you, within the first 3 days from the time that she gave me that signing 3 days, I had signed up with over 100 companies. Okay, I found a list of signing services. I also got my editing certification. It was a whole lot happening, but I was just so driven because I knew that this could be it. This could be the thing that will give me my time freedom, give me that time with my daughter that I needed. And so I just poured into it. I poured and poured and poured. And within about 2 to 3 weeks, honey, I was cashing checks, okay? And I fell in love immediately. I fell in love. And so I started doing it all the time. You know, I still have my full-time job, but I would do it on the weekends, whenever I was off, things like that. And I was just racking up all the signings that I could. And I still had general notary work, okay? Fast forward to 2016, I'm working at a call center. And I said, you know what? I sat down one day and I said, Vanessa, you're missing more work, more money being here. Okay, so I started to count up all the text messages, all the emails, all the phone calls, and I was literally losing money keeping my full-time job. So I took a leap of faith, regardless of what anyone else said, because of course there were lots of opinions, and I went for it full-time. 2016, I have not looked back since then. Since then, I've been a six-figure notary signing agent. 2019, I started Notary to Notary, this wonderful training company, and I've been helping people just like you build a notary business, okay? So it's funny, I started in 2019 because I was helping all my friends and family, right? People would look at me and say, how are you a full-time notary? And I'll say, let me tell you. And so I just would tell them, you know, put them on, like help them and things like that. And one day a friend of mine said, Vanessa, you should do a course. And I was like, I don't know how to do a course, but I'm going to do it, right? You know me, I'm going to do it. You'll never know I have no experience, right? So if I run for president, you will never know that I did not know how to be president, okay? I'm going to fake it till I make it, okay? And so I went ahead and I built this course. And 2019 was so small. It was just, you know, a group of girls, group of women out in Richmond, Virginia. We would meet up, I think, every Thursday or Thursday and Saturdays, and I would do these trainings. And from there, it literally exploded within 2 years to be a nationwide brand where I'm coaching people all over the country. We have staff, we do conferences, we have partnerships, and it's just exploded. Had no idea, but I love it. I love that the one thing that I love most about what I do is that I have been that person, you know, working a job they hated. Like, I was that person where I could not wait to get off, you know, and technically I was off like 20 minutes before I was off, right? I was that person that as it got time closer to go to work, I'll be like depressed, like, oh my God, like that Sunday evening, like, oh my goodness, right? I was that person, you know, and I know what it feels like to, you know, have to do something every day just to pay your bills, right? And you're not getting to spend time with your kids or your spouse or things like that. Not only that, you're not able to chase your dreams. Like, I travel so much now, and I did even then because I had that time flexibility. If it was snowing outside, I didn't have to go anywhere because I'm my own boss. That's the best thing that I love about that. I'm from New York. So I'm good with the snow, but I choose not to, okay? I choose not to, right? If I don't feel well, I don't have to call in and explain to somebody why I'm sick and why I'm too sick to come in. You know, if my kids are sick, I don't have to call and say, oh, my kids are sick. No, I can't find a babysitter. No, you know, and it's funny how you work for an employer and they try to give you reasons why you can still come in. Like, you didn't think about that already. You know what I mean? But anyway, and so I love being able to help people that I find that are miserable. You know, a lot of us are the walking miserable. You know, we're walking around, we're doing the same thing, we're in autopilot, and we're just doing it because everyone else around you is doing it. But I want to tell you, everyone is not doing it. Your circle is doing it. People that you are seeing are doing it. The majority of people that are in America are doing it. But there are people who have found time freedom, financial freedom through different, whatever industry they got into. I just so happened to find notary, and it gave me my time back, and it gave me my financial freedom back. It gave me the ability to make how much money I wanted, and it also gave me the ability to decide when I want to work and when I don't want to work. You know what I mean? It does take discipline. Don't think you're just going to be coasting around, okay, and not doing any work. If you don't work, you don't get paid, okay? So you're going to have to do some work. But I want to tell you guys what I would recommend for you guys getting into this industry. First, get your commission. Read your handbook. You'd be surprised how many notaries have not read their handbook. Super duper important. I cannot read it for you, okay? Every state is different with the little laws that goes into, you know, what it takes to actually operate. But overall, we're pretty much the same, but there are some small differences, and you need to know what you can do in your state. Ignorance of the law is not a thing. You can't just say, oh, I didn't know, I didn't read my handbook. No. read your handbook. So you're going to get your notary commission. You're going to read your handbook, and then you're going to get into this training. So my training is at notarytonotary.com. And one thing that I value, and I always stress to people who are saying, I want to get into this industry, and they say there's so many trainings out there. What makes yours different? Now, I think there's a lot of great trainings out there, okay? What I pride myself on is, one, I genuinely care about you. I listen to me very well. If you call me, if you email me, if you see me in person, I'm going to talk to you. If you have questions, I'm going to help you. You're not just a number to me. I'm going to make sure that you can ask any of the students that we have. If they call me, if they email me and my team, we're going to help you because I know it works. You know when you know something, like you know something. And I know where a lot of people are, and it really does suck. It does suck to get every day and not be able to live your dreams and to be miserable every day going to a job you don't like when that does not have to be your reality. So one, I genuinely care about you. Two, I'm not just going to teach you how to notarize documents. Okay, that's like teaching somebody how to shoot a basket, right? If you know how to shoot a basketball and make a hoop, that does not make you a great basketball player, okay? You could shoot a basketball hoop every day, all day, but if you don't know how to pass and teamwork and dribble and, all these other things, I'm not a basketball player, but I'm pretty sure LeBron knows a whole lot more than just how to make a hoop, right? So I'm not going to teach you just how to notarize a document. No, I'm going to teach you how to notarize a document, but also what do the documents mean? How do you get clients? How do you charge for clients? How do you maintain those clients? How do you deal with your taxes? How do you set up your business? How do you market? Right? How do you build business credit? How do you get free funding for your business? All of these things come into play. How to take care of yourself. Taking care of yourself as an entrepreneur, as a business owner is super duper important because you can get burnt out. So I want to give you a whole well-rounded approach, and I like to focus on more than just notary signing agent. So there's a lot of ways notaries can make money. We call them general notary work, loan closing, e-notary, and then non-notary work that typically notaries do. And so there are a lot of ways to diversify your notary business as well. So we're going to dive into all of that in my training at notarytonotary.com. So one, I care about you. Two, it's more than just simply notarizing documents, okay? Three, you should just do it because I'm here to help you, okay? So I want to give you a couple things that I think will be a good first steps for you because this is a beginner's webinar, okay? So this is for people who are just like, you know what? I keep hearing about it and I want to get into it. Help me, okay? I'm going to help you. I'm going to give you 5 things that I want you to do today or tomorrow, okay? I want you to go apply for your notary commission, okay? Go to your state, just put in Google, Virginia notary application, Georgia notary application, California notary application. Your state website is going to come up, a .gov website is going to come up. It's going to give you everything you need to know in order to get your commission in your state, okay? Go through that process, get your commission. 2, read your handbook, please, from front to back, okay? 3, you're going to order supplies. Now, I recommend going to Allstate Notary Supplies or at least a notary company that focuses on notarial products because, yes, you can go to Amazon or Office Depot or wherever you want to go, and anybody can make a stamp. But you want to go somewhere that knows how your stamp needs to be formatted for your specific state. Different states have different requirements as far as what needs to be on your stamp. So if you just go to a random person on Amazon, they may not know that your stamp needs to have a certain verbiage or a certain, number, or maybe like it has to be a certain color. They may not know that, and they'll sell it to you and you'll think that you're good, but you're not, okay? So get your supplies. So first I would say get 2 notary stamps, at least 2. This is what happens. This is your business. You have no business if you don't have a notary stamp, right? So you should have more than 1. Notary stamps break. You might lose one. Anything could happen, right? So if you have 2, you can keep 1 in your car, maybe 1 in your purse, maybe 1 in your notary bag, 1 in your office, wherever you're going to do. That way you are always prepared when someone calls you to get documents notarized, okay? Second thing you want to get is a notary journal. Even if you're in a state that does not require notary journals, I highly recommend that you get one anyway, okay? Notary journals protect you, period. They protect the general public too, but they protect you. Let's say you notarize a document for someone and it gets contested, like you have to do, you notarize a power of attorney or a will. Let's say you notarize a will. And it's for this wonderful family and everything's all peachy keen and you notarize the will, but then the principal dies and one of the kids are super upset and they say, you know what? My grandmother never signed that will, da 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 da. We got to go to court. You, as a commissioned notary by your state, are required to show up to that court hearing, and you don't get paid for it. Just say that. Anyway, so you are required to show up, and then when you get there, the judge is going to ask you, do you remember these people? Do you have any recollection? Do you have your notary journal? Can you prove that you did notarize these documents for this person? And all you have to do is have your notary journal, flip to the date in question because they'll have the power of attorney, and then you can show that you input all the information properly in your notary journal for that signing. And now you're safe. You did your due diligence. When you notarize documents, you want to take a high degree of care. A high degree of care basically means that you have done all that you could to the best of your ability to confirm and validate the person that is in front of you is who they say they are. Okay, which typically starts with checking their ID. And you want to make sure their ID has a picture on it. It has to have a picture. Otherwise, how do you know they're them, right? It has to have a picture, preferably government or state issued. So like a passport, even a foreign passport, driver's license, ID card, military ID, things like that are valid, statewide, nationwide kind of thing, and has their picture on it. And then you also want to make sure they're of sound mind. So you don't want to notarize documents people who are not of sound mind or that are under duress or you feel like they're being pressured. Like, let's say you're doing a power of attorney and it's for a mom, but the daughter's making her do it, right? And you can tell she doesn't really want to do it. You don't want to do that because she's not signing under her own free will. She's being pressured to sign. And so you always have the right as a notary to refuse to notarize a document. You will learn that when you read your handbook, okay? Okay, so you're gonna get your notary, you're gonna get your commission, you're gonna get your notary supplies, and then I do recommend getting some insurance, okay? So in some states, you need to get a bond, and when you go get your notary commission, it's gonna tell you, okay, you need a bond in this state, right? But in some states, you don't need a bond. All you should get really is E&O insurance, and I recommend general business liability insurance. E&O insurance is a errors and omission insurance, protects you from anything that may happen as you're operating as a notary, and then that business insurance protects your business in general. So we can go more into that about how that works in our courses as well. But I recommend getting some insurance to protect you because you are operating a business. Next thing I'm going to say, since I kind of touched on it already, a lot of people say, well, Vanessa, should I sole prop or should I LLC? And if you would have caught me a few years ago, I would have said, start as a sole prop and then go ahead and LLC. But now, from all of my business experience, I have multiple companies, I understand the value of LLCing right out the gate. And so LLCs basically protect your personal liability, your personal assets. So let's say you're not LLCing and your name is Jessica's Mobile Notary, right? You are Jessica's Mobile Notary, which means if someone decides to sue you, Jessica, they now have access to your house, your car, your 401k, everything that you have is now up for grabs if you get sued. However, I like to call it birthing a baby. So if you form an LLC, it's like you birthed another entity, okay? So now you have this business that's not you. It's a baby. You're going to give this baby an EIN number, which is like a social, okay, a social security number. You can give it an EIN number. It's going to have its own checking account. It's going to have its own insurance, everything. It's its own baby. It's its own person. Okay, so now this person gets sued. Guess what? It's just this person's assets that are up for grabs. It's not yours. Okay, and that just protects you in the event anything happens. And it's like people might say all the time, well, what are the odds? What are the odds? What are the odds of people getting in car accidents? It's it may never happen, but if it does, do you really want to be stuck without car insurance? Right? And that's one thing we have to take into consideration. Like, yes, it's a likely possible chance that you may not ever get sued, but it can happen. So you want to protect yourself. Not only that, there are tax benefits that go along with forming an LLC, and you can build business credit. And if you don't follow me on social media, then you don't know yet, but I am all things business credit, okay? Once I found out what business credit was and how it works, and I jumped right into it, I love everything about it. But you can't build business credit as a sole prop because it's you. It's basically just building personal credit. And I will tell you this, you can build business credit 10 times faster than you can build personal credit, okay? Trust me when I say this, but I'm not gonna give you a whole lot on business credit because it's a whole other training. Okay, so let's go back. You're gonna get your commission, you're gonna get your E&O insurance, you're going to get your supplies, and you're going to LLC your business. And I'll help you with all this. If all this seems kind of confusing, I'll help you with it. And get a business checking account. Okay, once you do that, you're going to hop into my training, and I'm going to show you how to get clients. One thing you're going to do for sure is set up that Google business page. Okay, that is mandatory. Okay, a Google business page is completely free. It is a free resource. There's very little marketing you'll have to pay for in this industry as far as like ads and things like that. I'm going to teach you how to market and advertise and gain clients with very little money out of pocket. When I got started in 2014, honey, I was broke. I was broke, like in my face, broke, okay? And so I had to figure out how to make this work with pennies on the dollar, okay? And so once I figured out how to make it work with pennies on the dollar, I'm able to teach anyone, regardless of, I don't care. All you need to get started is the money for your commission and the money for your stamp. If you can pay for your commission and your stamp, and if you have in a state that has a bond, that I can help you make money, then you can, what I call reinvest. So let's say you do a power of attorney, they give you $100. Yes, you can eat the whole 100, but we're gonna be smarter than that, okay? We're gonna probably eat 50, we're gonna take 50 and we're gonna reinvest. Now we're gonna put it back into our business. What else do we need? We need insurance, right? What else do we need? We need a printer, okay? We're gonna do those things that we need to do in order to make more money and make more clients. And there's no business on the face of the earth that's successful that does not reinvest their funds, okay? There's always a portion that comes in that, yes, you can eat, okay? So I call it eat. You can eat, but there's always a portion. A lot of times for larger companies, it's a lot larger than what you eat. There's always a portion that you have to take and then reinvest into the brand, into the company to build it. So as long as you have enough money to get your commission and a stamp, honey, I'm going to help you, okay? Because it doesn't take that much to get started. You can get started, get that Google business page up and running. One thing I will say, people always say, oh, my page is up, and it's not up. If you're checking to see if your Google business page is live on your phone or on your computer that you're logged into your Google account, it's going to show live because you're in it. Get someone else to check it, or sign out, open an incognito tab or in private tab. Do it that way and see if it still comes up. A lot of people think it's up, but if you go, when you set up your Google business page, on the left-hand side of your dashboard is going to be a tab that says info. If you click that, it'll tell you, it'll either say my listing is live, or it's going to say my listing is pending, okay? Now, if you've already submitted all your verifications and it's been pending for over a week, I would highly recommend you call Google. Call them, chat them, email, whatever. Do what it needs to be done so that way your listing will be live. And I guarantee you, once your listing is live and you have pictures and you actually go through and you fill in all that stuff that's on your left hand side and you're actively posting on it and you link your Google business page to your website, which you're going to do a free website, okay? You're going to start getting phone calls. People are going to be calling you because the number one way that people find notaries in this country, the number one way over all other ways, is on Google. And what they do is they go to Google and they type in notary near me, okay? And what Google does is Google says, okay, this is where you are. Let me scour all the Google business pages that are in your area, and I'm going to show you the notary that's near you. If you do not have a Google business page, you will not be found. Okay, not from the average person that's just going on their phone and saying, I need a notary for my power of attorney or for my school residency form or for my title transfer. You will not be found. I mean, there are ways to still market and find business, but it's the number one way. There are other ways that we can teach too that you can also, leverage some online marketing and some in-person marketing and things like that to help grow your brand. And when it comes to loan signings, we do have a list of signing services we're going to give you that you're going to sign up with, and that's how you're going to get your loan closing business going. There's a lot that goes into building a notary business, but I don't want you to get overwhelmed. I want you to start with the basics. I want you to do what I said in this video first, okay? Then I want you to go to notarytonotary.com and I want you to get the notary signing agent training. You're going to start there. We have an e-notary training. If you're in a state that does not allow for e-notary or RON, then you don't need the e-notary training quite yet, okay? If you're in a state that does have e-notary, then you're going to get the all-inclusive notary training. That's going to give you the notary signing agent, which also includes general notary work. It's going to give you the tax and financial management, and it's going to give you the e-notary. Remember this. If you don't know if your state has e-notary, call me. Send me an email. I'll let you know if your state has e-notary, okay? And you're going to do one of the two, notary signing agent, all-inclusive. one of those 2 courses that we're going to enroll into, and you're going to start going through that training. As you go through it, if you have questions, if you're confused, if you get stuck, call me, email me, message me. Not just me, my team is here to help you get it going. The number one reason that businesses do not win or do not succeed is because of obscurity, right? People don't know who you are. You don't know how to market. So we're going to teach you how to do that. We're going to teach you the basics of getting started, but then how to grow your brand, okay? The only thing that's stopping you right now is you. That's it. If you are sitting here and you're saying, I do not like my job, I do not like how much money I make, I do not like that I'm not able to spend time with my friends and family, I do not like that I can't travel, okay? If one of those excuses are yours, or you have other excuses too, that I don't like that I'm in debt, I am officially debt free, and I was so happy when I hit that, okay? But I'm telling you, and I have other students who've done it too, because they're like, you know what, I'm making so much money. Yeah, you can blow it, or you can be smart. Okay, financial literacy is a key. If any of those excuses are yours, only thing that's stopping you right now is you. Okay, so what you're gonna do, you're gonna do everything that I said in this video. You're gonna get into the training, and then you're gonna call me. You're gonna call me, you're gonna email me, you're gonna message me, one of the 2, and we're gonna get you going, because you too are gonna be a 6-figure notary signing agent. Okay, all right, guys. So I will see you later, and until next time, happy signing.